Isaiah Thomas defends himself. The Thunder need to make a move in 6 games of NBA action. That's what we got on the schedule for today, so let's go. Yo, what is up guys, it's me exactly back bringing you some more daily NBA news. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs. You're coming back each and every single day. Can't thank you enough. But before we get into what went down yesterday, I do have to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek, the best and only app you need if you're looking to get tickets to any type of live event. You get to see the seats before you buy them. You get the best prices on tickets, and you get an extra $20 off your first order if you use the promo code SDC. Look, if you're looking to go to a game or a concert or anything live, do yourself a favor and get the app. I'll have it linked in the description box below. Now though, let's just get into what went down yesterday. Every time a report came out about the Cavs over the past week or so, Isaiah Thomas has been involved in it. Whether it be the Cavs struggling on defense, he was involved in that. Then he was also the guy they called Kevin Love out for being sick, missing that game against the Thunder, and then also missing the practice the next day. And a new report also came out yesterday, fresh off the boat, saying that some Cavs players are frustrated with Isaiah Thomas's shot selection, saying that he disrupts the flow of the offense. So all of this stuff comes out in about a week regarding Isaiah Thomas. And since we haven't heard from Isaiah Thomas about any of this, all we have to go off of is what the reports say alone. And to be honest, it isn't that hard to believe the report. Isaiah Thomas has never been a good defender, so is it hard to believe that the Cavs got worse with him on the court defensively? Is it hard to believe that some players on the Cavs are frustrated with Isaiah Thomas' shot selection? No, but we'll touch on that more later. What I'm trying to say here though is that we have pretty much found Isaiah Thomas guilty without hearing his side of the story. And we did get to hear his side of the story yesterday as he was asked about everything from the defensive struggles to the Kevin Love accusations. He let us know his side on all of that. And first up is his defense, as he says he isn't the one to blame for the Cleveland Cavaliers struggles on the defensive end, since they have always been a bad defensive team.
The problems we have now are the problems we had in November on that night, 19 out of 20 wins. Like we've been the lowest 5 defensive team in the NBA the whole time. So when I come back, why is it's my fault now? Like that's which life isn't fair, but that's not fair, bro.
That is true. They have sucked defensively all year long. What's also true though is that they have gotten worse since Isaiah Thomas came back. In the month of January, the Cavs have been the worst defensive team in the league, giving up 113 points per game. And actually right now as a team, they give up more points than anyone else on average at just under 110 points per game. Like Isaiah Thomas said, they were always a bottom 5 team when it came to defense, even when he wasn't playing, but they were never the worst defensive team until he started playing. Moving on though to the Kevin Love situation. After Love missed that OKC game, of course those reports started coming out about Cavs players accusing him of faking, of bailing on the team, and Isaiah Thomas was reportedly the guy who originally called him out on it. However, Isaiah Thomas says this was just a misunderstanding and the media has exaggerated what really happened.
I asked him why wasn't he at the game during the game supporting his teammate, and then after the game I asked him if I didn't ask him because he wasn't there, so I was seeing where he was. Okay. So I didn't call him out any. So those reports, whoever's saying that, there's no bad blood between me and Kevin Love. Okay. And we go back to 5th and 6th grade. I asked a question where he was, and it was never clarified.
I'm gonna choose to believe Isaiah Thomas here only because we will never actually know. We will never get to see like a video or any audio of what went down in that Cavs player meeting. And I do like giving people the benefit of the doubt, especially since he and Kevin Love do go way back, like he said, to the 5th or 6th grade. And also, I just want to hear from Jay Crowder on this situation, him more than anyone else, because he was the guy who didn't help Kevin Love get off the court in that game against the Spurs. Moving on to the new one though, his shot selection. First off, Isaiah Thomas wanted to know who it was that was saying this. Other than that though, Isaiah Thomas basically said, what else did people expect from me?
Has anyone in the organization approached you about shot selection? About your shot selection?
No.
It hasn't been a topic? Okay.
What do you think about that?
I've had people in the locker room kind of wonder about
Ooh.
I can't tell you who.
And it's like that.
I'm just
I mean, if they worried about my shot selection, they must not seen me play the last few years. Like that's all I can say about that. If somebody's worried about that, what did you trade me here for? To not shoot? To not find my rhythm? To not be Isaiah Thomas, but I can't be anybody else.
This is the one where I fully agree with Isaiah Thomas on. Isaiah Thomas is a scorer for his guard, always has been, and is coming off an injury that kept him off the court for a while. Anytime you're coming back from a significant injury, it's hard to do, and it's made even harder for Isaiah Thomas because he's coming back to a brand new team, which means he has to learn how to play with new players, learn a new system, and on top of that, try and find his rhythm. That's a heck of a lot to handle, and it's gonna take time before he gets a hang out of everything. It's been less than a month since he has returned. So to the Cavs players accusing him of throwing off the offense, for sure he has been, but that's because A, he doesn't know how to fit in yet, and B, he still hasn't found his rhythm yet. As for his shot selection, those were the same shots he was taking and making when he was averaging 30 a night in Boston. I mean, they're only bad shots if he misses, right? All in all, I don't think it's fair to put as much blame on Isaiah Thomas as the media has been, and even myself, I've been guilty of putting blame on Isaiah Thomas, and that's not to say that he isn't blameless in this situation. I for sure think he could have handled some things better, like the Kevin Love situation. That's one thing where I'm kind of sketchy on still, because I do believe that the media could have exaggerated things, but I also believe that Isaiah Thomas could be downplaying the situation and that it could have been more serious than he's letting on. What do you guys think though? Let me know down in the comment section below. Moving on though, we have yet another season-ending injury to report on. Andre Roberson. With a little over 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Russell Westbrook threw up a lob to Andre Roberson, and then this happened.
The floor, watch this. Look at this. Whoa!
A bad slip. Now, how can you land without getting hurt?
He slipped and fell and had to be carted off the court. Since then, he has been diagnosed with a ruptured patellar tendon and is expected to have season-ending surgery. This is a huge blow to the OKC Thunder because, believe it or not, Roberson is one of their most valuable players. He just had a stretch where he missed 8 games, and in that stretch, the Thunder went 4-4. And that's because their defense wasn't nearly as good as it was when Roberson was on the court. So with him most likely out for the rest of the season, that puts a huge dent in the Thunder's plan to make a deep playoff push this year, because they're going to need that Roberson defense for sure in the playoffs when they're forced to guard the James Hardens, Jimmy Butlers, Kawhi Leonard's, assuming he's back by then, and of course Stephen Curry's of the league. Their backup starter for Roberson when he was out earlier has been Terrence Ferguson, and I know he's a rookie and he plays like a rookie. Let's just put it like that. He doesn't really do anything when he's on the court. So what this means is if the Thunder are serious about this and they really do want to make a deep playoff run, they need to make a move now. And luckily for them, I think the perfect guy could be available for not too steep of a price, and that guy is Avery Bradley. Right now, of course, he plays for the Detroit Pistons, has 1 year left on his contract, and it's a relatively cheap contract. I think he's owed like $8 million. A great defender and a better shooter than Roberson, he can slide into that spot and pretty much fit right in. There's also another guy like Wesley Matthews. The Dallas Mavericks have said they just want a draft pick for him, but then again, Wesley Matthews is set to make $18 million this season as well as next season, so Avery Bradley for sure seems like a better option. Either way, expect the Oklahoma City Thunder to look to make a move to get us starting 2 guard. And by the way, get well soon, Dre. Like always though, make your voices heard down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about all of this, but now let's take a quick look at the games from last night. I don't think I would mind a finals matchup of Boston versus Golden State. I always thought it wouldn't be as entertaining as a Cleveland versus Golden State matchup, but after last night's game, I would for sure watch that, mainly because Kyrie Irving always goes off against the Warriors. He and Steph Curry were amazing to watch last night. This is the type of stuff that us fans love to see. 2 guys going at each other, trading buckets. Neither one of them can be stopped, and I think that would be awesome to see in the NBA Finals. And the Celtics were able to keep up with the Warriors until the very end, thanks to Kyrie Irving dropping 37 points on 13 of 18 shooting from the field, 5 of 6 from deep. If the Cavs do make the finals, that's what they're going to be missing out on, and that's what worries me more than anything about a possible Cleveland versus Golden State matchup. However, even though Irving was sensational, Curry was just a tad bit better as he dropped 49 points on 16 of 24 shooting, 8 of 13 from deep, and this game just really has me thinking, what if Boston did have Gordon Hayward? The more this season plays out, the more significant that injury becomes, because I think they would be the favorites to make the finals if they had him. Both of the games Boston has played against the Warriors so far this year have been extremely close. This one ended with a final score of 109 to 105. The other one was 92 to 88, and I just wish this wasn't the last time they were scheduled to play this year, because I do not want to have to wait another year to see Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry square off. You can see the value of Roberson in this one game alone, and also how trash OKC's bench is. Roberson in the game, Thunder are up like 25. As soon as he went down though, all of a sudden the Pistons start getting back into the game. Didn't matter though, as OKC still gets the 121-108 win over Detroit. Westbrook with 31 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. Melo became the 21st player in NBA history to score 25 career points with his 21 last night, so congrats to you for that. And the newest all-star this year, because of the injury to Boogie, Paul George dropped 26. He's going to be starting in the all-star game on Team LeBron. Looks like Jahlil Okafor is starting to get back into game shape. He had his best game since maybe his rookie year yesterday. 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting in 24 minutes. Keep it up, but it didn't matter as Jimmy Butler returned for the Wolves last night, and his team steamrolled the Nets to get the 111-97 win. Towns with 16 points and 19 rebounds, and Kenny Atkinson was ejected midway through the fourth quarter. He was unhappy with a no call that Joe Harris got on a drive to the rim, and he let the refs know about it, got teed up twice, and after that he tried to go at them. If a player goes at a ref, the ref should be shook. If a guy like him goes at the ref, if I was a ref, I'd just be amused. There has been some talk that maybe John Wall is the problem with the Washington Wizards. His teammates seem unhappy, their team has been losing a bunch, and all signs are pointing to something about John Wall. Even JJ Barea said that it doesn't seem like the Wizards like him. And strangely enough, John Wall sat out yesterday with a sore knee, and all of a sudden the Wizards played great. They have been without Wall for a number of games this season, and most of their best games have come when he was sitting out. Something is for sure up in Washington. 129-104 the final score over the Hawks. Things weren't looking too good for Indy last night. They were on the verge of losing to the Magic. We're down 10 late in the game, and that's when Victor Oladipo and Lance Stephenson's pride kicked in, and they just wouldn't let the team win. Those two guys, they play after play down the stretch, and it resulted in the Pacers coming back to get the 114-112 win. A win. I'm just thinking to myself, what does that feel like? As a Pistons fan, I've completely forgotten. How on earth are the Pacers better than the Pistons this year? This was not supposed. Anyway, wait, hold on. Let me stop. No, let me not derail this and turn this into a Pistons rant. Oladipo with 24 points, while Stevenson had 21 off the bench. Dwight Howard reached 2,000 career blocks last night against the Heat as he continues to play extremely well, but not good enough to beat the Heat, as Wayne Ellington and Kelly Olynyk combined for 33 off Miami's bench for the Heat to get the 95-91 win over Charlotte. Lastly, the Nuggets beat the Mavericks 91-89. Jokic with a triple-double, 11 points, 11 assists, and 16 rebounds. That wraps up all the action from last night though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news, as well as join the quest to 200K #1,000,000 in a year. Remember to vote for the player of the day, but also remember that only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. And yesterday that player was Giannis Antetokounmpo, and his 41 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow for more daily NBA news, but until then, I am out of here. Peace.